Aiden says, any tips on spraying single stage silver metallic? I would say, just make sure your prep is solid. Make sure you tack your panels down before you spray. And you could be using a high volume, low pressure spray gun. I would go wide open fan, 26, 27 pounds trigger pulled. It's pretty much the pressure that you want to be spraying at. Okay, so if you have a digital, I have a digital gauge here, a little dirty. But while while air is coming out, this is going to read 26, 27 pounds. And that's it, pretty much it. And I would say silver metallic, maybe on the last coat, you could just crisscross your patterns. So if you're spraying this way, your last coat, you could kind of go like that and dust it, And I show you all this stuff in my videos as well, guys. If you just watch the way I paint in my videos, over on the blog, there's tons of content. Any tips on fixing a roof with small rust holes with fiberglass? Actually, if you go to this website here, Good Van, I have a complete free training program for you guys where you can click that link. We had tiny rust holes on the top of the van that we fixed with fiberglass. So I would get that training there. You get a free membership site and everything. So any of you guys, if you guys want a free course on Autobody, go there. It's about 80% complete. I need to upload a couple more videos to it, but it's all there. You put your name and email in there. You're going to register for the little membership area where you get access to that specific course on the Good Van. A lot of content. And if you guys in the future want to check out VIP, check it out because it's a super deal. There's over 250 hours of step-by-step Autobody videos. Sorry, 150 hours of step-by-step Autobody videos. Okay, what is the best way to paint a full-size Ford F150? Well, I would break it down into 2 stages. Okay, maybe bang out the door jambs first. Prep it all up, hit the door jambs, let it dry for a day or 2, whack the outside, mask up your door jambs, shut off the door, and just spray the outside. That's an easy way to do it. You could do it vice versa, but I like to do door jambs first and do the body. Some people do the body, then they do the door jambs. I just feel like it's easier taping up door jambs than taping up the body and then shooting door jambs. Either way, whatever you want to do. So yeah, I would just break it up into 2 sections because if you did that whole huge thing in one shot, it's a lot of painting. And you're going to be opening doors, closing doors, opening for clear coat, closing it, and you're not going to be like closing the door with a little 1-inch gap. You're not going to want to, when you're doing a complete like that, you're not going to be closing the door until it locks. How to remove dents in the new plastic bumpers? Well, all you need is a heat gun and a rag and some wet water. You might have to take the bumper cover off to get to the back. Some of them you don't have to, some of them you have to. Heat it up, push it out, and then just put some cold water on a rag and then just dry it down. Hair dryer works as well. So if you don't have a heat gun, you can use and again, we have step-by-step Autobody videos on that whole process at learnautobodyandpaint.com. I would also check out the blog, but definitely subscribe. So there's the blog. If you put in like bumper cover repair on the blog in the search bar, you're going to be able to see a lot of, we have probably over 1,000 pages of content on learnautobodyandpaint.com. So at least 1,000 different articles. How many clear coats used to paint door jambs? How many clear coats? I've done 2 full coats, just like the outside of the body. And I've also done 1 heavy coat. So you could go either or, it really depends. If you're in a rush and you just want to get it done quick, just go 1 heavy coat on the last coat. And I'm thinking on the last coat. So I'm actually thinking if we're doing the whole car at once. So if we're doing the paint, the body and the door jambs. So say you do the body, you open the doors on a coupe, you do the door jambs, you close the doors, you do the body again, you open the doors up, you do the door jam. So if you're going to be doing one heavy coat, you just go around the whole car, clear coat it, leave the doors shut, closed, right? Go around the whole car, clear coat it again, open the doors and whack door jams. That's one heavy coat. You could do it like that. Hopefully that makes sense. Does that make sense? Fiberglass hood scoop to metal hood. Is tiger hair what I should use to transition from fiberglass scoop to hood? Yes, you could use, I would use, Tom, I would use screws and this as a combination if you can. So if you could, I'm not sure what type of hood scoop you got, like if there's holes in it to pre-drill and bolt. Some hood scoops you can pre-drill and bolt if you have room to recess the bolt, and then you're going to want to blend it. We actually did that whole section, Tom, on the CRV, not the C, what is the CRV? CX5. Mazda CX5 series in VIP. We did a whole custom series on the hood scoop. We used the epoxy, and then we used body filler to mold it. But thinking about it, I should have used kitty hair. A little bit more stronger. So yeah, I would use kitty hair, the fiberglass kitty hair, to basically smoothen it out. And then smoothen it out, shape it. If there's some little pits here and there, then I would use body filler to just fill those little imperfections and pits and whatnot. Paint red. Can you paint pearl paint in places like fenders one day, then door the next day? Yes, you can if it is a pre-mixed color. So like if you're buying a pearl base coat, right, where you got metallics and pearls in it, and it's like a pre-mixed from the factory, or you ordered a custom color and it's mixed, you could definitely do that, and it will match. You're not going to have any color matching issues. The only time you're going to have color matching issues is if you're, working with candy or really heavy metal flake, medium to heavy metal flake. But you're not going to really tell the difference at all with pearl as long as you use the same batch of paint. So you don't have a garage to paint your vehicle in. Basically, you can do what I do. I have a 500 square foot 2-car garage, 2.5 car garage here, right? And I paint in here all the time. Like my bench is a little dirty right now, but I got this big ass exhaust fan hooked up here. Okay. I got fresh air that comes in through that door from the backyard. I close these doors up, hose it out. If you're super concerned about getting overspray over your toolboxes, you can put a piece of plastic over it or tarp. I don't care. These toolboxes are so old and they got overspray, so I don't even worry about it. But I do have a filter in my door. So when I close this door, right, I got air coming in. Filter's dirty, by the way. But yeah, you could paint. I've actually done some of my best paint jobs in this garage. Paint booths are great and all, but sometimes you still get bugs, you still get dust. It doesn't totally prevent dust or bugs, paint booths. It's mostly good to have a paint booth for ventilation, but some paint booths suck. Some paint booths, if you go and rent them, the filters are all caked up. The airflow is so bad on it. It's like a cloud you're painting in there. Like some places are bad. So you can go rent the place, talk to a body shop, go rent the place, or just set something up in your garage. And again, Marshall, I cover all of this, man, at learnautobodyandpaint.com. So don't forget to get your free training over there. And when would you use short or long strand? So if you're having bigger holes to cover up, like rust holes, or you're trying to, do some custom stuff with more gapping, like if you have a big crack in a fiberglass body kit, that's when you would want to use long strand to get that strength a little bit more. But short strand is good for little rust holes the size of a quarter or smaller. And I do have some short strand. Where is it? Here. Actually, this is actually long strand. Long strand right here. But you know what? As you mix it, and I was actually using this stuff on the Good Van project. So if you guys subscribe to that free training, you're going to see me use this and cover some rust holes up on the top of that roof of that van there. But yeah, so basically short strand for smaller holes and whatnot. If you got bigger holes you want to cover, you want to use a longer strand, right? Makes sense. What I meant was I don't have a garage to paint and I'm painting the truck outside. So you could get a tent. You could do tent style, you know, make sure you got a big enough tent. Make sure it's not a super windy day. Okay. If you want to be ballsy enough and chance at painting it in the wide open, you could do that too. You know, you might get a leaf or two in there. I don't know where, you know, what type of setting you're in, but it can be done. Can be done. Can be done. You know, farmers, I have VIP guys who own farmland in the United States. They painted their tractors, dump trucks right outside on a nice sunny day. So, you know, you got to do what you got to do. You know, try not to paint it on a pile of dirt, right? So maybe somewhere where there's grass and no like dirt blowing around. That's the main thing. You use the long strand fiberglass. Do you use Bondo with fiberglass to final shape? So you use the fiberglass to get your major filling and strengthening down, right? If you're doing custom body work. After that, you can just put regular basic body filler on top of it to smoothen everything out. I let my paint dry before color sanding and buffing. And I mentioned this in my VIP videos, the longer, the better. Okay. You know, some clear coats, you know, production clear coats, the next day you can cut and buff, but I like to wait. If it's a customer job, I like to wait, you know, at least 2 days, let the paint cure a little bit. If it's your own car, 2 to 3 weeks. If you can let it sit for a month and you're not worried about it, let it sit for a month, let it cure. Because you can sand, you know, it's better to me. For me, I like sanding hard clear coat, you know, because you can just color sand it and buff it. The paint has enough time to cure, all the solvents evaporate, it hardens. So yeah, you know, anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks later, then I would color sand and buff if it's a personal project. How do you remove overspray? I would look into a product, something called a clay bar, and they actually have it at Zula.com. You could even also get it on Amazon, but it's just a little clay bar. You spray some water soap on it. What I do is I just get some Dawn or something, and I'll put it in these spray bottles, like 2 squirts of Dawn. Fill this up with water. It gives you a little soapy water solution. You can spray it on your windows, body panels, and then your clay bar literally just takes off the overspray. So that's one way to do it. Should I clean a raw metal cab? If so, with wax and grease remover? Yeah, you could do that, but I would make sure to prime it. At least put some primer on that before you paint it. What's up? Thanks for tuning in. Like the video, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next week about the same time. And that's pretty much it. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.